and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I have the Shadow Frame Creator die set and the Christmas Shadow Frame Insert die set to share with you from TONIC Studios. If you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to do that. Hit the notification bell, and that way you'll be able to see the rest of the videos as they come along. I'm actually showing these two today, but I have another 3 on my desk here, and these will be in my next video, so you'll want to follow along after this one. I'm sure you're going to love this, and if you do, you're going to enjoy those next ones as well. Now, I've already done a little video showing how I made a sort of a flattish card with this one, and I did say at the time that I would come back and make another card and show how to actually use all of those dies to make a 3D card. The actual die set itself was out of stock for quite a while because it sold out, but it's back in stock now, and now's the good time for me just to go ahead and show you what I've done with it. And then also, because this other new set of dies, these 3 sets here, are actually going to be available very, very soon, I'll sort of keep all this and keep it together then for you. But I really, really think you're going to love this. I'll show you quickly through this one. The big set itself has 22 dies, and this one has 15. And you can use them together. You can use interchange quite a lot of the dies from all of these sets, so they actually all work together for sort of different scenarios and different things that you'll want to make cards for. So first of all, we've got this one. This is the big one, and you'll see here that this is the sort of outside shape that gives you the back or the front of the card or the box or whatever, and then this would fold up to be the side, and I've just got one in front of me here, so that's what this will look like, and this will fold up, and then you'll set the other piece on the top of that. And there are loads of different things that you could add inside there that look really, really lovely with that. So we've got lots of decorative detail, and I've got some of that here. So I've already gone ahead and cut lots of these out. But that's this beautiful shape here, and then we've got this other lovely one. And then you can sort of swap the insides out, because whenever you cut that, it will cut this solid shape, and then you've obviously then got to cut the aperture into it to give it that dimensional shape and dimensional look, where you can look through from one layer through to the next, and it looks really stunning whenever you add 3 or 4 different layers onto it. So you can actually leave 1 or 2 of them empty at the front and then just have the scene at the back, or you can do as I've done and put a different layer in each one. So there's the beautiful street lamp and the tree there, and there's a little bench and a little bit of foliage there and some lights, and then we've got a moonlit sky and a fence here, and then a sort of cityscape at the back here. So you can sort of layer all that up, and it looks really, really beautiful. Then there are sentiments on the bottom, so we've got just for you, get well soon, and all different things that you can add on to that one. But it's really, really beautiful, but I don't want to talk an awful lot more about it. I want to actually show you how to use it. But because that one was released at the same time as this other little one here, I'm going to show you quickly through this one. So this is called the Christmas Shadow Frame Insert die set, and there are 15 dies, as I said, in there. So these are actually little dies that you can use separately from this, of course, but you can use these to go into that little piece where you're going to take the aperture out and create these scenes instead of the scenes that are actually inside this one. So we've got the little archway here itself, and then these can all be used inside it. So if you're wanting to cut this into your card, you can do that certainly with this one, and you can use this as well to cut it out. And then you've got different shapes here, and there are cutting edges on quite a lot of this, but not across the bottom. And then on this one will leave it solid here, and you can see the cutting edge then goes along here. But more of that soon. This one then has Winter Wishes and Merry Christmas on it, and it's really beautiful just to add that on. Don't forget, I'll link the original video of the one that I did with this set on a flat card. Then I will show you these ones in the next video. Now, I've obviously then gone ahead and cut lots and lots of pieces out, so I'm going to make 2 different cards for you with the first one here. And I have used lots of these dies together, and I've picked out some beautiful ivory card for the background, and then I went for gold dust because I thought that was just so pretty with that. I have a little sentiment cut out, but I may not even actually use it on this one. But gold, dust and ivory, and that looks so classy with this. I'll show you the dies that I've used then. So we've got this one, as I showed you at the start, and I have cut that out twice. So one will be for the back. That's my next layer. One's for the back and the other one then is for the front. But I have also then gone ahead with this beautiful die with the jealous on it. So that is this one and this one together. There's an outside die and an inner one. This is a verso die, so it doesn't have an outside cutting edge, and it actually doesn't have an inside one either. So when you cut that out, it leaves that piece solid. So I have used both of those together to get this beautiful gold shape, and then I've also taken the inside out with one of these dies. To get the placement then of the aperture on the front, you'll need to just take this die which you've already used and place it on there and pop this one inside it. Now these are only to get the placement, they're not actually going to be cut through again. So you'll set them on and make sure you've got them in the right position, and then set this one onto the inside, and you'll center that, and then you can remove the other ones and cut this, and that will actually cut the aperture right through there, and that will make sure everything's all lined up. I have done that first of all in the ivory, and then I've done it on the gold, and then I've actually glued the two of them together after that. And then for the back of my little box, I've cut this piece out again then, and I've also gone ahead with the plain outline die and cut that in gold, and I'm going to glue the gold on there. And you can see already, I've already added these panels on at the side, but you can see already then how that's going to start taking shape, because we'll be able to glue these two pieces together, and you can see the depth and dimension through that already. To decorate those little side panels before I put all of this together then, I've taken this little rectangular die and this beautiful little trellis die, and I've used both of those together in the gold dust glitter card, and I've already gone ahead and glued one on here, and now I'm just going to glue this one on, and that matches that beautifully. So now before I actually glue this piece on, I want to add some of the tabs on in behind here. So I've got the next die in the set which has little tabs at the side of it, and that's this one. So this cuts out exactly the same shape as the back here, but it has little tabs on, and if I could just show you that on this one here, you can see how these tabs can be folded forwards, and then those are the pieces that are going to get glued on the inside of this piece here, and you can add the dimension with it. I've gone ahead then and cut this piece out, and then I have layered these up just the same way that I did for the first one. Set that one on and this one on, and then when they were in position I was able to center this one in the middle, remove the two outer ones and tape that one in place, put that through the die cutting machine, and then I was left with this. And I was able to do exactly the same thing with these two as well. So I've now got the little bench, the little tree and street light, and the cityscape. And then I used the outside arch cutting die along with the little bench again, and I've cut that out in gold because I want to put the bench in front of the tree and then the cityscape in behind that. And it's very, very ivory looking, which is actually the look I'm going for, but with the gold at the back, but I wanted a little bit of gold accent on the front as well. So I've used those together, and I've got myself this little die cut here, and I'm going to put that in here and just offset it slightly so that you can still see that the ivory is the predominant colour, but we'll want to see a little bit of that gold too, and then that breaks that up from all the rest of it. I have folded these forwards on my little insert panels, and I'm going to glue those tabs on just here and here. I think we're just going to do it down one side, and then we'll think about the other side when I get to the end of this. So down here, and those can act as little spacers then. You can see there how I added this side panel on first before I'm adding this on, because that sort of covers the join a little bit. It's not that noticeable, but it just does add a little bit of extra coverage over that little join there. And I put this beautiful gold in the back, and we'll be able to have a little look and see it looks absolutely gorgeous when you're looking through all of that. So just centre that, and then you're good to go. I like to have a little look at this stage first and see, isn't that just beautiful? That'd actually be really, really nice, I think, if you were going to open it as a little book as well. But we're going to go ahead and glue all these sides up and then join this one in the same way as we did the other side. You'll know that each time whenever you add another dimension part onto this, that it is going to have to lie flat at the end of it. So it's quite easy then just to add the glue on here and lay it flat in the first place, and then you'll know you've got it in the right position. And just wait until that one's glued and in the proper place, and then you can add glue onto this one and pop it in as well. And then finally you can just put glue along this little part and glue the front of it down. And how easy was that? Oh, it's so beautiful. Isn't that really, really lovely? You could put little lights or anything down in there, and actually just the gold and the ivory together. So sparkly. And then across here then is where you would add your little sentiment. I have a couple cut out, but I've actually got Get Well Soon cut out here in ivory, just to show you what it's like. I'm not actually going to put it on there. I want to leave it just plain as it is, and not add anything on it until I'm going to use that card. But that's what it looks like whenever you've cut the little sentiment out, and you can glue it right across that little panel. And there's how it folds flat. Really, really pretty straightforward to put together, but it looks really, really effective. And I've actually done exactly the same thing with the next one, but I just wanted to show you how you could add some of these elements in and make it into a little Christmas card. I actually think the colours that I've used for this one make it very Christmassy looking anyway. You could, if you think the lights are too Christmassy on that one and you don't want it to be a Christmas card, you can actually just snip those out there too. So there's lots and lots of combinations. Anyhow, for the back of this one then, I have got all of my pieces cut here, and I decided to move one of these layers so that it sits forward, and I've got a little gap then that I could put something in as a little gift. So I haven't actually glued this on directly onto the back this time. I've left this one solid to put on here and left the back plain. I've used the other die then, and not the trellis one, the little column one, along with some beautiful black sparkly card, and I'll have the name of that on the screen there for you. And on the back here then I've used Christmas Magic paper for the little 6x6 pad, and I've glued that on there. So I used the same little panel that I used for the first one, except I didn't use the trellis part inside it. And this is my second piece, and I'm going to put that on the other side there. The black and gold's really beautiful together too. Now this is my back, this is the next piece, and I have then got a beautiful little snowy scene. So there's a little hill and the church and little stars and whatnot on it there as well. And I have die cut that out in black as well, so I want to add that on, and I'm just looking at how that would look through here. But I think that one I'm just going to do the same thing as I did on the first one and offset it and pop it in there. I've gone ahead then and I've glued this panel on the same as the one on the other side, and then I have actually this time attached the front and the back together. Now I only want to put the two panels in this time because, as I said, I want to leave a little gap at the back to put a gift or something in. So I've got my first one that I've put the little layer on, and now I'm going to attach that inside here, and I'm going to bring that quite far forward so this tab then will be right up against the edge there. And then this is the piece that I'm going to put on that will leave the little compartment at the back for the gift. So I'm going to fold those forward as well, and I'm going to butt that right up against there, and that will leave me quite a little space at the back. So you can see how that's going to look now. You can see this has a little bit of dimension here, and then we've got a bigger gap in here. So now all I need to do is do exactly the same thing and glue these on here. I've taken these two little dies then, so it's the outside one and the Merry Christmas, and I've cut them both out in the gold glitter and got this beautiful little sentiment, and that will go ahead. I'll go ahead and glue that on there. So you can see there then that I've got this wider gap at the back, and if you're going to put that into a little box or something, you can leave it just the way it is and it'll still fold flat, but you can set something down in the back there, like a little booklet or something that will fit in there. But I thought that you could also have that rigid if you wanted, and it wouldn't fold down at all. If you were putting it in a box, that wouldn't even matter. So I've gone ahead then and I've cut this piece, which measures 6 centimeters across the way by 14 3/4 this way, and I have scored it in at 1 centimeter in from each edge, and I'm going to glue those little tabs in here and here, and that will keep the bottom of that rigid, and then you'll be able to set something in and it will be like that. And it's got a little base on there. Now the sides, obviously you can't glue those side tabs in because you've got these other little areas coming down in, but that will hold it really firmly as well. What do you think? Aren't they beautiful? They would look absolutely stunning. I think in no matter what colour you use, you could use sort of reds and silvers and everything, and they would just look absolutely stunning too. But I really like that glitter in the background. But you don't necessarily have to use glitter, you could use something else as well. Even a pattern, sort of ombre pattern, would be nice in the back of that. Anyhow, we've got one that folds flat, one that doesn't, although you don't have to add that in at the bottom if you don't want to, but I just thought that would show you a different way of using that so that you could have that bit in the back. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you do, don't forget to give me a little thumbs up and leave me a comment and let me know what you think about it. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell. You can share the video if you like. And also, all of my links to these products that I've used will be down in the description below, and they're my affiliate links. Now, don't forget as well, I know there's a lot to say in this one, but don't forget, come back and see the other video with these other die sets in it, because that will be my next one. And until then, happy crafting. Bye!